Hello. That's a bit loud for me. Hey, so welcome. I don't really have much prepared up front. I'm testing a new chat widget right now. So I figured I'd throw on some AWF while we're doing that. So, welcome. I see Adam 4836, the one and only Bootable. Happy New Year to you too. And good afternoon, Adam. And Midwest Machete on YouTube. It's still 95. I just threw the next two episodes on after what we watched last week on the playlist. Despite the fact that I did this last week as well, don't expect this to be a regular thing. I normally work Thursdays, as you can tell by me wearing a polo shirt right now. I came home, I was a bit under the weather, so I've been sleeping most of the day, and I got up and I started working on a chat widget for the streams. So I wanted to test it out. So let's test it out right now. Okay, that looks much better than what it looked like last week. So far I'm happy with it. A little smaller. Happy Thursday, Cajun Jungle Tigre. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. Hello, Memphis Continental Wrestling Cast. Welcome from the UK. I'm glad I can see y'all in the UK as well. I normally stream very late for all of our pals overseas, so I'm glad I can do this right now. I've also been testing out a new chat feature, so let's do it to it. Terry Taylor once again being real ignorant looking. Mick Karsh.
Yes, sir, Mick. Thank you very much. We're going to see Tony Atlas, Mr. USA in action.
Are we?
I mean,
we are. I'm just wanted to question him.
The Warlord and a newcomer, Johnny Gunn, taking on the veteran Bob Orton Jr. To the ring we go, everybody. With ring announcer.
And it's wild. There was a time where Johnny Gunn was a newcomer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first from St. Louis, weighing 271 pounds, Ron Powers.
Ron Powers. So Ron Powers is a St. Louis guy. Like, he probably would have gotten, like, if the St. Louis territory continued into the mid-90s, he probably would have been, like, their top guy. Like, all the old dudes from St. Louis are very into Ron Powers. I'm assuming Bob Orton got him his gig here, because Bob Orton was living in Missouri at the time. Like, even up until, what's his face? What's the St. Louis dude's name who passed away? He was on the Observer all the time. Larry Madison. Larry Madison thought that Ron Powers should have been like The Rock. Should have been like the guy in the industry. And when Larry Madison was booking indie shows, he was Ron Powers was his guy. Quite a head of hair on that Ron Powers. Tony Atlas doing a rounds match is so weird. Once again, listen to this awful crowd. And by crowd, I mean a cassette of people going.
It's the Warrior Corner.
Russia's Tommy Rich and your manager Rico Suave. Next week, Tommy Rich, you and I are going to find out who the better man is. Next week, Tommy Rich, you're going to find out why they call this the Slaughter Cannon, why they call this the Cobra Clutch, and why they call me
See, it just looks like he's saying that his wrist is the Cobra Clutch.
Well, there's a man who certainly means business in Sergeant Slaughter.
Hey babe, I'm gonna find out why this is called the Cobra Clutch.
Yeah, he is, but
Lovely to see folks in the chat saying hello to each other.
against luscious
Jesse
Tommy Rich.
Hernandez, Don in the
He's got his work cut out.
stripes.
That's going to be two former world heavyweight champions going against each other in this
Like he
tournament,
always
which is
does in every startup
Talk
promotion
about
ever.
credentials and credibility in the American Wrestling Federation, loaded with star talent, and this tournament. No, not you, for heaven's sakes.
Hello,
And this
garbage
tournament, the
skeleton.
talk of the wrestling
Welcome.
world. I am so eager to see who eventually comes to the top and wins this championship.
Yeah, well, that's later on in the show, though. Right now, we have two guys that are in it. This is not a tournament match. Two guys vying to get maybe a title match later on.
If I missed any follows or subs, I apologize. I've been having issues with I have two different sets of scenes and stuff. Hey, Robert! Hello. Welcome to the Atomic Elbow, the utmost wrestling zine newsletter in the world, I would argue. It is so cool. I love it. Everybody go get the Atomic Elbow. Go hit up Robert. Be like, hey, all the stuff you have in your house, all this stuff. Let me buy it.
So does everybody in the American Wrestling Federation, because I know this is the wrestling of the 21st
The best
century.
writing
We have
about
rounds
wrestling
not any other wrestling organization does.
anywhere
Referee
in
has
the
the final
Atomic
say,
Elbow.
keeps a scorecard. If it goes through the
Now go hit up
full
Robert.
3-minute round, 3 rounds, then the referee makes a decision. Touch the referee, it's a disqualification. Over the
I will
top rope,
say
it's
the
disqualification.
one
These guys
thing I
keep it
like
right
about
down
Ron
the middle.
Powers is he has the cowboy boots. Love the cowboy boots. Hey, Ref Rob Page. Hey, Brian Dermody. Hope you're doing all right on the train. Hello, Thomas Ott from Germany. German Thomas. German Tom. Welcome. I imagine Tony Atlas, not to grab the low-hanging fruit, but I imagine Tony Atlas also wanted Ron Powers' size foot in his mouth.
Uses that head, but that head is hard as a rock. We got 30 seconds left in this round.
And now Tony Atlas with that methodical style.
I think I mentioned it last week when I was testing some stuff out. Those are some thick-ass
It's a
ropes.
submission move, Karsh. If you know anything, he's trying to get a submission. He's got 17 seconds to get this.
I mean, of course, if you know anything.
Can he make it do it?
So yeah, Mick Karsh, we talked about it last week, Rob. He's still around doing the commentary in the local shows in Minnesota. Got a podcast on YouTube. AWA fellas. Like I saw they did like 2 hours just on Jerry Blackwell's babyface turn, which good stuff. I don't know how you get 2 hours out of it. Oh, don't worry, Brian. I didn't even tell anybody I was doing this. I'm not taking it. I'll take it personally. I will send you a strongly worded letter, Brian.
Got a drinking problem.
That he does, and Tony Atlas. They sure do. Stay with us. We're coming right back, everybody.
Bigger
with the
every
American
time.
Wrestling Federation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with second round action now. And Ron Powers timed
That dastardly Ron Powers. How dare he? How dare he?
Boy, what a spin move. He looked like Hakeem Olajuwon. Tony Atlas like that. I guarantee you. You hit a guy.
I just saw. Thank you for the follow, by the way,
Tony
Robert.
Atlas, he gets fired up. I'll tell you, look at this heavy leather being thrown in the corner. Nowhere.
I have water right here because I have not been drinking enough today.
To a side headlock.
Like I mentioned at the beginning, I came home under the weather, and I've just been sleeping all day, so feel a little bit better now, but just dehydrated. The ring ropes are a bit short too. I would love to know who gave them this ring.
Tony Atlas is on his last leg. You think he's gone? He pulls out a maneuver like that. Press slam. And he got it.
And yeah, they're kind of like the WXO the other night. They prided themselves on being very family friendly. So no bikini gals. It is wild how well Tony Alex, that's my wife's name, Tony Atlas kept up his physique. I mean, to this day, he's huge and ripped. This would have aired in syndication, Robert, all across America in late '95. Not a lot of good time slots, but the syndication was better than ECW's. Like they got on actual mainland syndication or syndicated station or channels in areas. Like ours was on the local WB affiliate at 2 a.m. on Sunday nights. Like it was a fluke. I found it. I was in second grade when this aired in '95. I was an insomniac. Couldn't sleep. I just had the weekend edition of Extra up, and all of a sudden this started playing. I'm like, ooh, wrestling. I think there was like a beach version of American Gladiator style show, but on the beach. It also aired during this time period, around that time, 2 p.m. Saturday in Minnesota.
I'm feeling a little bruised, Ken. I'm feeling a little bruised on the outside and real bruised on the inside, Sheik.
Telemundo in Massachusetts.
You tried to have Hercules put me out of the tournament, but he didn't get the job done. Now you've got this other
Kind of like WXL the other night. Look, the Booker's getting all this promo time.
You one thing, Mr. Hughes will not get the job done. I've never liked you, Sheik. And if you
thankfully, because it wasn't really circulated a lot around the tape trading scene, because it wasn't like dudes doing cool stuff. It was old men pretending that it was 1984. The folks who own the footage put out a DVD like 10 years or so ago. That's why we have decent quality footage of it. Tougher and Tougher. That should be a team name.
Well, there's a man certainly fired up. Tito Santana, you get that
Or
temper going.
New Jersey indie kid intern, worked for Brian.
They're going to pay some heavy dues.
Yeah, I've never seen
They were on in Tampa St. Pete mid-afternoon Saturday, says Buddha Bull. Yeah, hey Troy. Yeah, Tony Atlas his sweatpants. Like he had this fantastic body, and then he just wore sweat. I mean, good for him being comfortable. There we go. This is literally, I'm not kidding you, weeks before Doc Hendricks debuted in the WWF. Hey, number one Gonkel. Welcome. Like, I don't like when you wear tights that go over the boots because it just looks like you're wearing sneakers. And especially when they're white boots, they just look like you're wearing New Balances. I believe Michael Hayes was like 32 here. Bobby Bradley against Michael P.S. Hayes, who appears to be ready to go power walking up and down the corridors of the mall. I'm positive. I'm 36. I'm positive Michael Hayes is younger here than I am right now. Trying to get the cramps out. It is very Smurf colored. Hey, Cumberdans, yes, they made a big deal about the rounds and the rules, and they thought, they made that mistake that so many promotions start up do, where they're like, oh, you want wrestling the way it was. No, you don't. We don't. If we did, it would still be that way. He was 36 or 37, okay. I thought he was like 34 when he went to WWE. Or when he was in, like, when he had the run with the Hardys. I thought he was like 34 or 35. I'm just exaggerating things in my head for comedic effect, I guess. Oh, Terry. Way to bury the guy in the ring. He's a lot bigger than I've seen him. Jimmy Garvin was flying planes. Jimmy Garvin, a pilot.
He came in the American Wrestling Federation. He
See,
said, I don't care
what I
what you
love
say,
about
dance, color,
whoever dubbed in the sound here is they apparently never seen a wrestling match. People don't like consistently boo at the same level for the whole match. Hey, Puppet Love Twins. We got Bobby Bradley in the blue facing Michael P.S. Hayes of the Fabulous Freebirds in the speedwalking attire. Ooh. Buddha blow. Did Greg Allman still has a look from Michael Hayes, or did Hayes still has a look from Greg Allman? Take a little column A, a little column B. Michael Hayes, smartest dude in wrestling for writing his own music, so he could just take it wherever he went. Yes, this is from 1995, Puppet Love Twins. Yeah, I watch older stuff, generally WCW. Just the last week or so, I've been testing some stuff out, say WA footage that I have laying around, and this past Tuesday we watched WXO from the year 2000. But yeah, generally it's WCW from the 90s on Tuesday nights at 9. But thank you very much for the kind words. Yeah, they were pretty freaking lazy with the crowd sound effects. AWF. This is from the Chicago tape. They bought one set of stock music, and they were going to use that for all of it. Like one library.
Don't you dare go away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first round action in the American Wrestling Federation.
And it also kills them. They just press the button for the sound, and then everybody in the back is like chomping on Subway. You did just hear Warlord. Because the Warlord was one of the top heels in 1995. That wasn't a shot that they did like 3 hours ago. Like I said last week, Chris Adams, one of the few wrestlers whose story was so depressing that they didn't even bring him up in Iron Claw. AWF, I think it just meant they were based in America. Because there are plenty of non-Americans. Oh yeah, this crowd got free, my understanding, free food, free clothing, they were coached. I could see that, Robert. Yeah, very American Gladiators, which had been canceled the year before this. And the ring ropes, there you go, Rob Page. The ring ropes are so short, the Warlord's walking over him like he's 7 foot tall. Warlord wearing that dope vest thing that he had in like 1990. But wearing the Powers of Pain makeup.
That a smaller man relies on leverage. Once you get him down on the mat, everybody is the same size. But that's a task in itself, getting somebody like the Warlord down to the canvas.
Look at the size of his legs.
Yeah, I always heard like this was like the group of fans they would recruit for like Oprah or Springer in Chicago. Like they had like a pool of people, and they got their hands on that list. And these people like showed up for free food and got like 5 hours of wrestling.
Chris Adams can overcome this tremendous size difference.
Yeah, there's all sorts of size differences, weight differences in the American Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, Warlord is a three-dimensional giant man. Hey, Jamie Weissner. This is about 2 years before Chris Adams debuted in WCW.
There's a rumor going around that Johnny Gunn is the dark horse of the tournament. There's people that think that he's going to go a long, long way. Well, let me tell you something, Johnny Gunn. I ride dark horses into the dirt, boy, and I'm going to do the
That sounds awful.
thing to you.
Like, the local animal authority should get involved.
And as we were hearing from him, the Warlord was was manhandling gentleman Chris Adams.
Yeah, Warlord was one of those guys in the WWF mid-card during the peak. He was like just always around. Yeah, he's the same size as like today. There's the famous story about how he got a bunch of money because like a mail truck hit him in Florida. And the story always was Warlord just stood there and the truck got a dent in it from the Warlord. I believe Warlord also was a bodyguard for 50 Cent as well at one point. Yeah, these are the type of shows I would have a blast at for the first hour of Bootable, and then I would get bored after about the third hour of the Warlord. As much as I love him. I do love that he's trying to grow the hair out here. Let us know that he's human. Curtis Thompson, the U.S. mail driving up in a mail truck, trying to put away the fire hose. And BAM!
Every single match on television, there must be a winner. Unbelievable, almost unheard of in wrestling anymore.
You know, Terry, as I'm watching the Warlord here, there's not a lot of finesse, not a lot of science, but everything.
I love how he had to look at his fist, like, okay, I got my, okay, I did it, now I have to throw it. Yes, with Cumberland's the famous, "You're full, brother." And like, he did an interview recently, he didn't necessarily confirm it, but he goes, I don't remember, but that sounds like me. Yeah, he like doesn't hide the fact that he can't hide the fact that he's a steroid guy. But he doesn't really like, he doesn't do that dance around it where he's like,
330 pounds dropping down on it. Had to have a couple of ribs go that time, Terry. Incredible strength exhibited by the Warlord. I cannot get over the size of this man. Ladies and gentlemen, you see him on television, but I am here to tell you, you stand next to him, he's like the Empire State.
My phone audio was on.
Yeah, he's a big, strong, impressive man.
Yes, I believe Chris Adams did shoot his drug dealer, maybe?
Chris Adams right now has got to be wondering what he has got to do to last 20.
Positive Chris Adams shot somebody. His documentary is really fucked up. Gentleman's Choice.
He twisted to get out of there. He didn't try to throw that big man up. Small package into the cradle. 2, 3, oh man, and 9 seconds left. We almost had an upset.
Also, bless Chris Adams' heart for trying to get a real match out of the Warlord.
There's no question about that as we are in the waning seconds, and that's it. The time has elapsed, and the Warlord picked Adams up with that.
It sounds like they have like 17 microphones underneath that ring.
Very, very close, and Chris Adams may have bought himself a new lease on life.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind that Zapristine is out.
Yeah, Chris Adams was shot dead. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming right back. Stay with us. Round 2 coming up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back we are in a very interesting first round as the Warlord seemed to take the measure.
Was it an interesting first round? Like, I know you as a commentator have to lie, but not that much.
Almost caught the wind with about 9 seconds left.
And ladies and gentlemen, we want to reiterate too, gentleman Chris Adams going into this tournament was made one of the odds.
Hell yeah, Brian, I love it. Send our regards to your dad. We're a bunch of weirdos on the internet.
You gotta give the Warlord some credit. He is really taking the measure.
I do not have any rhythm and blues matches. I try to stay away from the WWF because I feel like everybody else covers that. Most WWF syndicated matches, I feel like the same thing. It's like the star does their 3 moves, does their finish, 1, 2, 3, to go on their way. And yeah, rounds in like the American style punch kick, especially around this time, just feel weird.
Disqualification. Paul Alperstein is watching these matches. I said it right. He'll never forgive me.
Like some of these, like Tito kind of got it by the end. Bob Orton kind of got it. But most of these guys never got used to it.
Well, I guarantee you that Paul Alperstein and the American Wrestling Federation want the name on the marquee to mean just what it says, wrestling.
All right, Judge Jamie Weisner has Warlord for the first round. I agree, Warlord pretty dominant.
Grimacing. I don't know if it's the breath of that big man or the life being smashed.
I will say an elbow, putting the elbow to the eye, pretty brutal.
As is that kick to the face by the big man.
Now, Terry,
Love
here's
you,
a
Brian.
situation
Hang
where
in there.
Warlord in that methodical
If
style.
everything
This is giving
stays
gentlemen
steady with your
Chris Adams at least
dad.
some breathing room when he stalks his prey. You've got to follow up on a man like
We got-
Chris Adams.
Yeah, Chris Adams.
What's Warlord gonna do? He's gonna go to the second row. Let's see what's going on here.
The size of a guy's heart. This is a mistake if you ask me. Up there too long. See?
What was that? Oh, I'm gonna jump right in front of you. Scare ya.
Kick will drop a normal, ordinary man. I said a mortal man, and it didn't drop this monster.
Ooh.
Belly to back.
Okay, he can't bridge.
He's got his shoulder up, and the Warlord didn't. Warlord thinks he won, but he didn't rotate his shoulder. It's gotta
He
be
can't rotate his shoulders. Look at his shoulders.
Certainly appeared that
They are too big to rotate.
on the part of Chris Adams, and now Gronky is telling the Warlord just what happened here. No, it is not the Warlord who's victorious. Chris Adams gets the dupe.
See, that's being a smart wrestler. He didn't overpower the big man. He used that
Ba-da-doo-doo.
experience, which has made him an international superstar. He was on his back. He rotated that shoulder up, and there's your loser.
Well, he is absolutely mystified as to what happened here. The Warlord stunned. He thought he had gained the victory over gentleman Chris Adams. But
God, the spotlights that are going on individual fans must be so annoying live.
This super kick has made a
Great super
superstar
kick.
out of Chris Adams all over the world.
And dude's not gonna bump for your finish. Come on. Come on.
Not drop a man. Belly to back suplex. Both men's shoulders are down. Watch Chris Adams at the end of this. There's 1, 2. Now watch. Shoulders up.
Exactly, Brian. If he were a gentleman, he would have been like, that's too close to a draw. We were even. Let's keep going. But no, he just wanted to take advantage of the Warlord's body shape.
With our broadcast colleague, Ken Resnick. Ken,
Also, it's
take it
unfair because the
away.
Warlord has like 9 shoulders.
There was no question, gentlemen. Chris Adams certainly the fan favorite in that matchup with the Warlord.
Like, and
Chris
it can't be a
Adams emerged
Midwest
victorious.
wrestling
Chris,
startup
we've
without
talked
Ken
so many
Resnick
times, your
there.
experience with the round system, I think it really showed in
Terry
that match
Taylor
against
wouldn't call the
Warlord.
Warlord
It's
much
almost
to his
like he didn't
face,
wanna try and pin him in
but
the first
maybe
round,
he
just
would have
wear him
called
down.
Koko B. Ware or Tony Atlas something to their face, if you get my drift. Says somebody who read the lawsuit papers from the WCW situation.
That is a hard man to beat.
Does anyone know the wrestler who used to be fat and eat ice cream bars as a gimmick?
Behind gentleman Chris Adams, and that makes me
I don't know, that sounds like a great gimmick,
inside.
though. I want that
And I really
gimmick. I'm
think
halfway
that is the
there.
reason that I won that match. I feel proud about it, Ken.
Chris, let me ask you, with your experience, you now have the opportunity. You'll be facing the winner of Greg
Kid
Valentine and
Run
Jimmy
like
Powers.
your
That
next
matchup
state
still to come.
senator.
Does that give you an advantage?
That is a
You
man
scout that?
who is on
You know, you
corrugated
watch the
signs
other
across
party.
Minnesota.
Greg Valentine, second generation wrestler. My money's on you, so I'm looking out for you.
Well, a very confident young man, gentleman Chris Adams, and what a victory again, Terry. That's the mark of a superstar right there. Real intelligent, rolling that shoulder.
Yeah, but you look at this.
Might have been
right to
Basham
another
earlier.
match. Unbelievable. Only here in the AWF.
Well,
Bill
this is the
Anderson
place to
ruled
be in professional wrestling.
because, like, he had a good voice, but his good voice was him sounding like pretending to be a ring announcer.
Hair sticking straight up.
Introducing first,
Ladies and gentlemen, he does look that way.
that's Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Again, I've said it on WCW That's Live before. That's a man that couldn't have a job anywhere else but wrestling. All right, love you, Brian. Take her easy. Send her regards. Hopefully your dad's wearing a shirt.
Weighing 250 pounds, Jenny.
Hey, Asbender. I'm glad. Yeah, just luck of luck. Was not planning on going live until about 5 minutes before I clicked the button. I was playing with some stuff, and here we are. I'm glad. Thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate it a ton.
Wrestling Federation.
Hey, those girls should be cheering me, not him.
Don't worry about it. A great young lion in this sport, and certainly he's got
They
his work cut out for him.
okay, so they weren't advertising Buddha Bowl. They were not advertising the ice cream bars, but I specifically remember summer of '94. There was an ice cream truck that would come by my house that had. They just made so damn many that they just kept having to sell them in perpetuity. Oh God, Terry Taylor, you're so funny.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's toss it right now.
Hey, Mr. Green, Miss Scotland Green. He's getting ready for the 100th episode of the Pro Wrestling Potluck over on Twitch tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Check him out. The Wheel of Terry Funk is back, as well as a special game of guess. Yes, I find this. I'm doing this because I got the blended chat working. I wanted to I'm going to test out the widget, and everyone here is my test puppets, test dummies. Anyway, but yeah, everybody go check out Scotland's stream tonight, 9 p.m. Twitch.tv/MrGreenMist. I will be in the chat. You should be too. Hey, you're my hero, Scotland. I told you the other day via DM. And I'm going to tell you all right now, if it ain't for Scotland, I ain't doing this. Scotland doing so well with the potluck and being so entertaining made me think, oh, I can do half of it.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Back to the action in the ring, ladies and
That jobber Tom Brandy. Bob Orton Jr. Again, bless Bob Orton Jr.'s heart. He is trying his hardest to make this work.
And I know you're a little bit jealous of the ladies following him after the matches. You know you are, admit it.
Hey, Verb Abrams. What's up? Bob does have the cast off. Finally got cleared in the middle of 1995 by Dr. Sahorian.
Thank you, that helps me.
Boy, does it. Or even have sight.
Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. backs Johnny Gunn into the corner now. Referee trying to position himself in between the two. Oh,
Billy Silverman. I love how you could tell they told the guys to avoid that side because there's no fans, and Bob Orton's just like, screw it, brother. The AWF did have the round system. The AWF got the round system from World of Sport, the stuff over in England. UFC had started around this time. The UFC started in 1993. This is from 95.
Junior's second generation. His father a great star in wrestling throughout the 1950s and 60s. And I've got to believe
Bob Orton is the one guy in these shows that is like, this is gonna be it. This is my last shot. And unfortunately it was. Other than when he came into the WWE in 2006 and like almost gave The Undertaker hepatitis.
heats things up by drilling Johnny Gunn to the midsection with that knee, and there's that uppercut. And now the veteran from Kansas City
I believe I remember that promo a
marched
little
to
bit.
the delight of whatever that is
Like
outside.
they got so much material out of that cast. Like the definition of less is more. Fist drop to the belly button. It would hurt. All right, Robert, take her easy. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate you. Again, everybody go hit him up on socials anywhere. Atomic Elbow. Go buy all of his stuff. It's the best newsletter zine going today for pro wrestling.
He's attempting it anyway. Can he get him over? He certainly can. In for the count, 1 and 2 and again. Within a half a count of what I would see as a
Like, I'm just stunned by like how good Bob Orton is here. The Lunar Plex. Thank you, Assbender. Yeah, it's Al Green in a mask. It was very easy to poke fun at. Thank you, Caden and Little Tigger. My New Year's was alright. We had some fun. I hope yours was too, pal. Comic Elbow does rule. Ooh, the referees are consulting, and you can tell because they're doing this back and forth. So they're gesticulating. No.
system, you have to have an extra official always watching to make sure the clock doesn't expire.
Oh, there it is.
He beat the Gunn in more ways than one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, Terry.
this is where that round
Oh,
system
Terry.
comes into play. So very important in the American Wrestling Federation. There couldn't have been more than an eighth of a second, Terry.
Oh, Jimmy Del Rey. Very funny wrestler. Very good wrestler. Allegedly a huge creep. Allegedly not a good guy outside the ring. Yes, I do remember Jimmy Del Rey of the Love Twins.
Now watch this, a cross body block. Orton pulls himself on top using that experience. Now
Just grabs right in the butt. Right in the butt. Jimmy Del Rey, huge creep. One of the few wrestlers in the 90s to lose a job because he was so awful to a woman in a hotel room.
And right now, our broadcast colleague Ken Resnick is standing by with Bob Orton Jr.
Life did go on without him.
Well, put it down, Cowboy Bob Orton again.
You can win in the AWF by decision. Not to spoil things in case we ever watch it, but the finals of the title tournament went to a decision.
It doesn't matter about my shirts. What matters
And there were
is Bob
judges.
Orton Jr. The women out there been running in, Humperdinck, your body is
Yes,
so good, it's so
that
beautiful.
Tatanka got
Please come over
fired.
when you're on TV.
They
You can
were
grab us
apparently
one.
writing buddies, and Del Rey did some
You're the
awful
first
things
victim.
to a woman in a
You
hotel
found out
room
today exactly
and
what
tied
it means
Tatanka
step in the
to
ring
it.
with Cowboy Bob. Well, let me tell you, it was predicted. He
And
said it, I said it,
they both
and you're gonna go down
failed,
and
or they
down
both
you
were
went,
let
brother.
go.
And now, in the tournament, next week, the Birdman.
And I guess a bunch of
Koko
folks spoke up and were like,
Beware.
Tatanka had nothing to
big
do
deal,
with
big
it.
Bad Koko Beware. Bring your parent, bring his brother, bring his daddy. Because that's a man you're gonna face right here.
I love that look. Cowboy hat,
Predictions always
red
come
trunks.
true when you have the ability to back it up, baby. And
Oliver
I have
Humperdinck
that ability
is
Johnny Gunn
bootleg
just found
Captain
out.
Lou
Koko
Albano.
Beware, I know you're a tough man.
He's-
I know
when you
fight
wanted to
hard
book
to get
Captain
where you
Lou.
are.
But he's
here's
like,
where
no,
you
brother,
stop,
I can't
baby.
leave New
Stepping in
York.
there against a man who has a desire to win this championship.
Right,
And you
Scotland?
are not
Too
gonna
creepy for
stand in my
90s
way.
WWF.
I'm telling you, Sir Oliver Humperdinck slobbers right through the
Like, I don't know the exacts. I don't remember the exacts of the story, so I don't want to accuse him of anything. But I know it's out there. It's out there on Google.
You did no such thing.
It's horrible what he did.
It's right here
They're
from
right
the
in front of
brackets.
you.
That's right. That's what I said.
I've got to
Koko
carry
Beware.
you week after week.
I vaguely remember the story you're talking about, Cage and Jungle T. Gray, about some Tonka and Paul Diamond and adultery.
Talk about your tried and true veterans in this sport. Brought to the ring.
Wait,
Oh my goodness. By Rico Suave and
why is, what's her face from 90210 walking out with them?
Even there?
Focus in on the wrestler for a minute, will you?
Okay, who's the babe? Heck with Rico and heck with Valentine. All right, they got names for everybody except who is she? She can take dictation from me anytime.
Oh no, Terry.
Idea who she is.
Oh no.
Once again, a total eclipse of your television screen as he brings Greg the Hammer Valentine to the ring.
Rico Suave was one of the two guys behind the promotion. Paul Alperstein was like the face of the promotion, but Rico Suave was like his partner in it. As we discussed when I last did a test stream, Rico Suave ended up going to jail for attempting to bribe the feds.
We use the phrase young lions quite often. This is a
And you're saying, what, that guy went to jail?
Yeah, Jimmy Powers always runs to the ring.
Jim Powers, you're looking good, Jim.
Boom, straight to the ring.
You're looking good.
He gets in there, he's going to take care of business. What a great
He looks so trustworthy.
The veteran against the youngster, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. You're watching the American Wrestling Federation.
One half of the Young Stallions, Jimmy Powers,
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
let
we're
his hair
back
down.
As Greg the Hammer Valentine gets set to do battle with Jimmy Powers.
That's how you know Jim Powers is serious. He lets his hair down. Doesn't have it slicked, doesn't have it wet.
With a little whatever that was over in the corner.
I think I should go do that.
Who
to the
hasn't
young
bribed
lady.
the
I mean,
feds?
they did it,
Sit
maybe that's
down.
Oh man, I'd rather sit next to
Yeah,
her
there's a lot of
than
folks that were involved in the AWF that either spent time in jail or probably should have.
Greg the Hammer Valentine. Why in the world this man needs somebody like
But Rico Suave did.
Is beyond me. Valentine has won championships championships in every wrestling federation he has ever appeared all over the world. Where did he pick up that parasite?
Para what? Yeah, you're right, though. I try to make fun of Rico Suave, but he does nothing good. Great drop toe hold there.
It's a shame Jim Powers didn't come out too much. He was good. I liked him. Just there wasn't a whole lot there. Like, there was a personality. Conan Chris Walker kind of flamed out after the WWF run in '92. He had the weirdest WWF run. Like, he did house shows. He was on Primetime Wrestling. But like they didn't do anything. I think it was the fact that he showed up to the WWF and he looked amazing. He looked incredible. But he was a lot smaller than he looked on like global TV. He was like 5'10", I think, 5'9". Really short. Incredible body. But much more diminutive than what he looked like in the Global Dome. I mean, he wrestled the Brooklyn Brawler, he wrestled Sid, Sid squashed him.
Sit down.
Oh, man. You blister me. I try to get in here and be half of the partner in broadcast excellence that you need.
Exactly, verbatim. It was a very small ring, so like, Patriot looked like he was 6'8".
You betcha. And now the tide of battle has turned. Greg the Hammer Valentine is methodical. Once he sees that you're injured, he'll go right for that body part as he is doing right now to the leg and the thigh of Jim Powers. This is one very dangerous individual.
Yeah, the one thing about Valentine, he's got
Ooh, Greg Valentine, he might have been kind of boring at times, but he was always very snug, very in there with his shots.
He's got that figure 4 that has brought him many championships.
Like, I've always wondered what would have happened if like Greg Valentine had like an extended Japanese run in like the 80s or 90s.
Very painful and injurious move.
Well, here in the American Wrestling Federation, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Like, yeah, him and Ronnie Garvin had some good matches. Like, I wonder if being... Again, who is that? Anyway, yeah, I wonder if being over there where that style was more valued would have brought more of that out of him. Because he clearly liked hitting and being hit. But you know what he doesn't like? Is Brutus Beefcake's wife. Also apparently homosexuals. For those of you who have seen that video. Yeah, Greg Valentine realizes he's not going to be doing leapfrogs, not going to be doing arm drags. But he has a couple things he does really well, and he's going to do them. He was smart. And I mean, his dad, there were the stories that like guys would try to Irish whip him and he would like legit refuse to run because he thought it looked stupid.
You know, you have to believe, Terry, that had Jim Powers had his wits about him a little bit more, he might have been able to mount more of an offense in the...
Oh yeah, Greg Valentine and Ric Flair had a feud.
But he took a pound
In Mid-Atlantic.
Greg the Hammer Valentine, and we go into round 2.
Valentine and Flair had many matches in the Carolinas. And the ones I've seen are really good.
Yeah, I was listening in the corner and I think I heard
Because they just beat the tar out of each other.
Oh, what are you talking on the phone about?
Wait a minute now, what does he have that phone for, Suave?
Rico Suave is just doing all of the 1991 WCW gimmicks that he loved. Doing some Paulie Dangerously, he's got Alexander York at ringside. Next thing you know, he's going to be running on the guy's tummy like Big Josh.
He needs somebody like Suave, unless Rico flashed some green.
Hey Alex, welcome.
And convinced Greg the Hammer he'd be better off with a manager in his corner. I have no idea.
Hey, excuse me,
Greg Valentine doesn't look like me. I remember when I was in high school, I worked at Walmart as a cart pusher. And the other cart pusher that I would always work with was this lady in her like mid-50s. Very nice woman. But she looked like Greg Valentine. Hey, Rowan Fresh, welcome. Thank you for bringing some erotic Eric Fontaine to the party. I have not watched Wrestle Kingdom yet. After we're done today, I'm gonna go watch Danielson and Okada. You know how you know that it's not the most happening wrestling on the planet? Because it's described as the most happening wrestling on the planet in 95. That's how you know. I like the Junkyard Dog. Yeah, I saw a clip of Danielson Okada and I'm like, of course, this is great. Hey, Slightly Popular, welcome. I am normally Tuesdays only, Brentix Maximus. It's just the last couple of Thursdays I've been both home and I've been trying out new stuff, new gadgets, new widgets to make the Tuesday streams better. So I'm here right now. But don't expect me to be here every Thursday because I normally have to work and I have to my polo shirt, my nice office attire. Not my slummy t-shirts. Good to see you two, Slightly Popular. Exactly. Beautiful. Nothing has been happening since What's Happening. That show killed it off. Oh, very cool. There's Jumbo Beretta, one of the all-time great wrestling names. Jumbo Beretta? They had some great names. I wish when guys were called like Jumbo and Shoulders. Haystacks. Great first names. Are you sure? I've seen some shows where the crowd's won matches. Yeah, Greg Valentine said some awful things that Brutus Beefcake's wife had recorded at like an Applebee's because he had said that she was a see you next Tuesday. Week of wrestling action with the American Wrestling Federation. I'm a big fan of the fact that in 1985, a wrestling promotion was like, oh, we can main event our TV show with Greg Valentine against Jim Power. Yeah, it might not have been of Applebee's, but I just... Brutus Beefcake and his wife give out strong Applebee's vibes. Like they're regulars at Applebee's. I'm gonna hang around for another episode, and then I'll log off for the day. And only because Sergeant Slaughter threatened me. Hey, Big Timers Club. Craig the 1980s Smoker Mom, yes. Very much so. There's more tournament action. We're gonna get the semifinals, or the quarterfinals, I think. I don't know, I'm not good at math. Warriors. We need to get the band that did this song to like a convention where they could play it. USA. Mr. Hughes yelling is very funny. My name is Mick Karsh, and I'm speaking directly from my butthole. We're going to see Gentleman Chris Adams taking on Greg the Hammer Valentine. Also, Sergeant Slaughter taking on Luscious Tommy. Yeah, Rico Suave brought him out of Tommy Rich. To the ring we go with our announcer, Billy Anderson. Tommy Rich was not technically Italian here, but he was with Rico Suave. So I'm sure this is where he was like, oh, maybe it would be funny if I was Italian. And yes, Tito Santana's wrestled for everybody. More Chris Adams. Again, those people clearly were filmed doing that right when he walked out. Did they say he sold Avon in England? He has the hair for it. My aunt had that hair when she sold Amway. Gee, you think he's British? First, the guy that paid for this show, Rico Suave. Another Greg Valentine match, 2 in a row. It does look like a Hasbro ring. That's a good call, Cajun Jungle Taker. It does look like the old Hasbro ring. How could Rico Suave look any more Rico Suave? Seriously. Like, what did... When Rico Suave went to the hairdresser, did he ask for the everything? You know, it's funny, Greg Valentine, I'm not like trying to neg the dude, but he's like a very rugged man. You can face it. But when he walks out, he's like doing the hair thing.
4-minute rounds in the quarterfinals. If there is no decision, the referee's decision on his scorecard will be final. Disqualification results if you touch the referee.
And there's a reason why referees don't score fights in real life. Alright, glad to have met you too, Puppet Love Twins. Thank you so much. Welcome. Hopefully you're able to make it on a Tuesdays for WCW Deep Cuts Live at 9 p.m. Eastern. But thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
You are all wound up, and as the referee, Jesse Hernandez,
That's the president.
Jesse Hernandez. You know something? Will you take an aspirin? Relax. You're getting everybody confused. He's trying to read the riot act early on to Rico Suave, who I'm sure is paying.
You can't check his
no
knees.
attention to that.
Patrick Swayze could not dream of holding Greg the Hammer's rockstrap. That's right.
If we can pay attention to business, this is a very important match. No question about it. Two of the great superstars in professional wrestling. And again, you have a situation where the American Wrestling Federation brings you top talent and parity. How do you pick a winner in this one?
He looks like a mattress salesman who, in the middle of buying you a mattress, suddenly wants to sell you in his deregulated energy futures reselling scheme. You nailed it.
The winner of this contest is going up against the winner of the Bob Orton Jr. Koko B. Ware matchup. So, I mean,
Love that one lone pillar in the background. Or there's another one over there too. Like, why can't we get to spruce up this building? How about pillars?
Get a forklift to get him out.
Oh, they're going to need that. Gentlemen, Chris
The 4 pillars of the AWF are literally just pillars.
wants the referee to keep a close eye on
Yeah, Greg Valentine just aged a bunch when he was like 20. But then they were like, oh, God's like, oh, you're done. You're fine.
Ask Tony Atlas. Boy, you see the way Greg Valentine put that forearm across the throat of Chris Adams and gave him that shove? That hurts. It also hurts, but it also, makes you mad. And I think he knows that if he gets Chris Adams fired up, he might make a mistake and would make it easier to try to pin the English.
I think Greg just was a fun guy to drink with. And he had name value, so like all these weird startups were like, of course we'll hire you, Greg Valentine. Not realizing that the reason why he was a mid-card guy in the other Fed is because he was a mid-card guy in the Fed before that, and the Fed before that.
Tried to overpower Adams, pushing him back into the corner. Chris reversed it, using that judo leverage, and comes out with a spin under.
And imagine giving birth to Greg Valentine.
See how Chris Adams keeps his body over Greg Valentine, puts the pressure on that shoulder, elbow, and every time that he tries to get up, and see, now, there's great wrestling in the ring, and then you see Suave on the outside distracting the referee. Great tenacity there by Adams to hang on to the hold after being body slammed to the canvas.
You know, Terry, we touched earlier on about the style differences here. Chris Adams employing that European technique. Oh, he hangs on again.
They're like almost trying to have a match here.
Valentine, that plotting, brawling style as we get another look, unfortunately, at
Oh, there's so many wrestlers that have roid guts. The roid gut of all roid guts, Brenticus Maximus, Iron Sheik, or Khosrow, or Shiki Baby. That thing just cleaned it out to you. His belly button even got bigger, which was very strange. But like a lot of guys in the 90s had them. Hercules Hernandez had a good one. Yes, indeed, Adam. A lot of guys who like were big roid guys who left the WWF and didn't have the money for the good stuff anymore. Like when you would see them in like WCW or on the indies after, they would get really bad extended roid gut. Ackroyd gut. Who ideas was it for Greg to have a manager that would look like his brother? Probably the managers. Because like Enrico Suave was one of the money guys behind this thing. So he wanted to play bad guy manager and hang out with his favorite wrestlers. Like he never worked before this, never worked. There's another Rico Suave that did Puerto Rico, but it's not this guy.
Yeah, I don't think that Valentine will ever run out of gas. He's got a 5 count here to stop doing that. Every time he lets go of Adams, then he gets another 5 count.
Pat.
We are under a half a minute.
That's right. Greg Valentine did refuse to do a job listing. I think that was because he didn't have a contract. And he wanted a contract. And he tried to use that as like, oh, if I lose to Sting, will you give me a contract? And they're like, no. I mean, that back then wrestlers were really big on like protecting themselves, because Greg had to sell himself for indie bookings, and he seemingly thought if I lose to Sting, my indie bookings will dry up. Yeah, I have no doubt Rico Suave spent some money on some weird stuff. As my dog just pulled down some curtains. What happened with Mikey Knows and Barry Darso? Who knows? I hope they're friends now. I hope they made up after the WXO. Right, I'll be right back. I gotta put up these curtains again. Give me like 30 seconds.
The American Wrestling Federation Championship Tournament. You're watching Greg the Hammer Valentine and gentleman Chris Adams. And the first round, Terry, I don't know if you can give the edge to one man or the other.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not Jesse Hernandez, the referee, because he's going to have to make a decision if this goes to full 3 rounds. We've seen Adams work on the arm of Valentine, and we've seen Valentine work on the back of Chris Adams.
Wait a second now. Oh, no!
He baited him right there. He put that foot up there slowly so Valentine would catch it. That's an Ingazuri kick made famous by the Japanese wrestler Antonio Inoki.
Wait a minute now.
Rico Suave has a phone. We have a lady in red right there. Chris Adams goes right back to the arm.
What is that she has in her hand there that looks like a laptop computer of some type?
Boy, I wish I was a laptop computer sometimes. Oh, to be a floppy disk. One thing I do not want to be is the next guy who's going to be wrestling Mr. Hughes. Let's go to that Warrior corner now.
Tito Santana, my man, has promised last week what he's gonna do to you, and this week he's gonna fulfill his promise. That's right, Tito Santana, don't nobody get up from the sidewalk slam, boy. I guarantee you this, into this hour, you will go down for the last time.
What a matchup that one is going to be, Mr. Hughes and Tito Santana. Oh, what a shot by Greg the Hammer Valentine. He about beheaded.
All right, I am back. My apologies. I love my dog, Eleanor, but she's kind of an asshole sometimes.
Lucky man on earth to be wrestling at Mr. Hughes. He bullied his way in, bullied his way past the first round, and he's going to try to bully his way past Tito Santana.
Greg Valentine will work on your thigh.
Well, I'll tell you something. I would think not, but I've known Sheik Adnan LKC for a lot of years, and that man is capable of orchestrating anything.
Yeah, and look at right here. Greg Valentine is working on that left leg of Chris Adams. There's no super kick with that leg long, and also Valentine knows how to put that figure 4 on anybody.
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
What if they only have one leg, Terry? Does he know how to put it on them? No. But guess what? He doesn't know how to put it on everybody.
And he stuns the man
What about a double amputee?
See, that's one thing about Valentine. He works on the head with those brain busters, but then he works back on the leg and goes for the figure four. The fighting heart of Chris Adams comes through. He's fighting back.
Come on, Greg. Take a bump.
He goes for the head like Valentine. Can he pick him up? Oh, no.
Can he pick up a guy who's the same size as them?
Valentine goes right back to work.
Can he pick him up?
What that move does, Mick, is it bends your leg farther than it's supposed to go because you have your whole weight going against it. And look at Chris fighting his figure four.
This is kind of fun.
On the right leg.
I like this, the fighting off the figure four.
If he
The
gets it,
struggle.
that's it.
He's got it locked in now.
Oh, bootable. Also, she doesn't seem like Terry Taylor's type. He was a big fan of Kimono Wanalaya, let's say.
That should break the hold. Suave knows what he's doing. What they're trying to do is break the leg of Chris Adams. Jesse Hernandez, the referee, has got to be very careful.
I'm so mad that this hold has stayed on. Also, how stupid does that make Greg Valentine look? To have the ref distracted for like a minute. When the ref turns on, he's still holding the rope. The blue chew rooster.
The tournament is so important. Do you need a guy like Suave on the outside interfering? Everybody wants winners and losers. We want a decision made. We don't want a troll like him.
We don't want a troll like him.
With that horrible wig.
And there's another brain buster.
10 seconds.
Count of 1 and 2. No. Adams once
That was his
again
finisher in the WCW.
What a
Yeah.
tough individual.
Well, I'll tell you
I
what,
don't think he called it the brain buster there.
Adams survives.
Come on now. This is between rounds. Come on, referee. Valentine is risking a fine here. There's no doubt about it.
No, but look. You see Rico Suave doing it again.
Are they going to do that thing again where the other guy just can't get on the stool and they're like, whatever, we'll just go to the next round?
And stuff behind him. He turns around and he's going, what happened?
Well, that's what I'm saying, Terry. Maybe you could put some of the blame on Rico Suave, but Jesse Hernandez has got to keep his eyes also on the action at hand, and Valentine certainly able to get in a few more licks. Gentleman, Chris Adams.
A few more licks.
Very, very tough matchup.
Delicious.
And again, as we said, or as you said earlier on, if it goes to the full time limit, it is the referee, Jesse Hernandez, that makes
The stool in the ring. Yeah, kind of like a lot of the matches in the AWF.
Chris Adams got that bad leg. Now look at Valentine. He's got to be in a neutral corner when that bell rings, and that Humpty Dumpty looking geek has got to be on the outside.
Oh, Humpty Dumpty looking geek.
With a forearm shot right to the jaw in a second.
See how when your legs hurt, it bends you forward, and it sticks your head right in the line of fire.
He's going for that figure four leg lock.
Up. There we go. I hope she enjoys it as Bender.
He saw what Jimmy Powers did wrong, and right there used it on Valentine. Great defense against the figure four.
And now, Adams tossed through the
What's up with the random lights at ringside that nobody can see? Like, what's the point of that?
Well, this may be a blessing in disguise for Chris Adams.
Can he throw some on the ringside carpet
To try to regroup here.
that are not set up at all evenly? They all look crooked.
Lip service to Adams. Oh, what a forearm. Thunderous.
That was made famous by his father, Johnny Valentine. Valentine would let you hit him 3 or 4 times to get that one shot in. Greg Valentine is a chip off the old block. Suplex!
I love that, number one, Uncle. I love that there's so much wrestling just out there now that no matter what, there's something that you might be in the mood to watch. That we have access to everything. Back in the day, watching that much different wrestling, it cost like $20 a tape. It would put you out a lot of money, and you'd have to wait like 4 weeks to get it in the mail. And it would look in horrible quality. Kids these days, telling you. Selling his kidney after he got hit in the balls. Ooh. Now, there's no way anybody in this crowd has like seen a wrestling match before this. They're clearly all just like, yeah, they're telling me to do this until I can get my BLT sub. Yeah, Greg Valentine, another guy with a bit of a roid gut. Yeah, the crowd does. Yeah, there's not a natural reaction in that building. I'm a big fan of Greg Valentine getting the hammer on the back of his tights, but V is so high up that, like, when the waistband rolls down, it just kind of cuts it off in half. Supposed to get it a little bit lower on the butt cheeks. Also, it looks like he got, like, stencils and, like, spray painted it all there.
Did Adams' head hit that middle rope? Those are steel cables wrapped up in plastic. Or rubber, I mean. Sleeper hold.
Wrapped up in plastic. Way to make your ring sound like a literal toy.
What a contest. Does Greg Valentine have any teeth left after that one?
Greg Valentine without teeth would look so funny. I would love that. Yeah, stencil tied art. That nowadays you can get anything on a pair of trunks. Back then you had to cardboard stencils and spray paint your name on there. Yeah, the corner shot, the webcam looking thing up in the corner, kind of cool. Everything else, yeah, just feels like it's from 1984. Yes, it would, Adam. Make him look like the most grandma who ever lived. Up, what's this? What's this? Hey, Midnight Fowler. This will be archived. The only thing I might cut out there's a couple minutes in the waiting room where I had like music playing that I don't own. So I will cut that out, but otherwise this will all be up the second the stream is over. So that's my hope with doing the live YouTube streams going forward, is that they will all be on YouTube immediately after. And I don't have to do that thing anymore where, like, won't pass the copyright, won't it? Because my understanding is with YouTube, the live streams, they are way more gentle with the copyright stuff. So, but yes, this should be up as soon as I'm done. So, but welcome, Midnight Fowler. Also, yeah, I love how Jesse Hernandez is like, I don't need to think. I'll just point at a guy. That's a lie. You had a lot of commercial breaks, Terry. Looks like Nails' grandpa's in the back. And the orange shirt above Bill Anderson's head. How many, like, giant Hawaiian shirts did that man own? Stunt Granny, hell yeah.
A true veteran and a great wrestler in his own right. We said that the winner of the Johnny Gunn Orton match would probably win the tournament. I stand by that.
Well, that's a very bold prediction, my friend, considering the likes of the talent that you have in this championship tournament. But Bob Orton Jr., you mentioned one of the great.
I love dudes who buy their entrance gear at flea markets.
Anything can happen.
Like, clearly Bob Orton went to a flea market and found someone selling leather goods and thought, I would look cool wearing that to the ring. And here comes Koko B with the most comfortable ring gear in the tournament. Imagine the shit Frankie saw when he was alive. Because people thought to themselves, oh, a bird won't tell on me.
He's got to get more color in his outfit. He is drab. He's blinding me. How much more color? Look at that outfit. Looks like a cab driver with those.
I'm glad your girlfriend enjoyed it. I'm glad. By the way, I realized I got that dude's name wrong the entire video. It's not Maniac Mike, it's Maniac Manny. So, I think those would be more comfortable, Adam, than Tony Catlis' sweatpants, but it's very close. Again, Okay, so Koko sang the song, but I'm positive the WWF owned it. They just didn't care. Like, if he would have jumped to WCW, there would be no way they could use that song. Maniac Mike. Big fan of when Koko would paint the size of his head. Nobody does that. So fun fact, because I may be doing a video on it soon. Koko B. Ware was around this time was all over the newsletters as a rumored participant in the upcoming WCW Cruiserweight tournament. I love that bump. That was a great bump. He did the RVD piledriver bump for a Bulldog. That was awesome. But yeah, the Koko B. Ware was a rumored contestant in the WCW Cruiserweight tournament. Because Bischoff got impatient and he didn't want to wait for like AAA or New Japan to send guys. And they still waited anyway for another year. Like, imagine Koko in the WCW Cruiserweight division. It would have been like Koko, Alex Wright, Brian Pillman, Jean-Paul Levesque. Because in 1995, Triple H would have been Cruiserweight. Again, they're going on with this whole, we're bringing wrestling back. Like, people didn't love the wrestling they had then, but they were watching it. You're just making wrestling more like the stuff that they hate. Third weight. The third weight champion. Yes, the high energy pants. Koko! Koko got those pants. He didn't care that you thought they were funny. They were comfy to work in, and he just wore them for the rest of his career. He could pull those suspenders up high. Yeah, Koko with working boots is pretty good, but this is Koko years after his peak, and think of the WCW Cruiserweight division. It was like revolutionary. And then you got Koko B. Ware in there. Yeah, exactly. Nobody was like, oh, wrestling wasn't enough like it was in 1983. They wanted it to be like it should have been in 95. Playing checkers on his thighs. That sounds like a weird sex thing, maybe. Once again, Bob Orton, by far trying the hardest of anybody on these shows. I love how he missed. He missed the ring post and they still stopped. What's he gonna do? Oh, no way. Oh, I thought he was gonna do the Eddie Guerrero, like, flip. That was still a lot for Bob Orton to do. Oh. Shooting the... Look at that. You know what? Good match. You're not gonna hear me say that a lot about the AWF, but good match. Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. with his manager, a troll doll on crack.
Unbelievable, well done. See that back suplex, belly to back, and right there, that's
that
called
back
a sail
suplex.
on the leg, three-quarter Nelson. Koko can't do anything. Great victory for Cowboy Bob Orton. There you see your winner. Well, a very, very disappointing.
Bob Orton loves you.
In attendance, ladies and gentlemen, as we go right back to the ring with Billy Anderson.
No commercial breaks. Introducing first my proctologist. Get out of there. Ooh, he changed clothes. Love that little Betty White walk that he's doing. Tommy Rich wearing that robe. Thank you so much for joining us, Adam. I hope you get through work quickly. Have a good night. Salute to you. Tommy Rich knows who the money guy is. Paul Alperstein sitting way up in the cheap seats. They're pretending like he's watching the matches. No, he just needs to fill them. They need people in the crowd. Yeah, Rico Suave, if you couldn't tell, he was the money guy. He's in like every match. Hey Scott, more AWF, yes. That's what I have on what I have in the back burner when I need to test out new things for streams. Like this chat gadget widget thing that we're doing today. Combining YouTube and Twitch's chats. Yeah, imagine if Frankie was a parrot. Imagine how many wrestlers would have gotten in trouble if Frankie was a parrot. Hey, Roy Story, welcome. Salute. Why is the security guard making fun of him? Again, Sergeant Slaughter has way too many flags. They should have given him like 10 flags so he can get through this entrance a little more quickly. Like, he just kind of looks needy. I have flags for everyone. Save some for the gimmick. Why are you kissing that one, you weird pervert? Or hand the flags out before the match. That way it looks like they bought them. When I was a kid, I dreamed of having a big flag. Because my WWF Hasbro ring came with a big flag. It would be cool to have a big flag. Just wave. I was a bizarre child. Tommy Rich, apparently, I found it on social media recently, a big flea market enthusiast. Goes around buying wrestling cards at flea markets. Very cool, Scott. Congrats for winning the sweepstakes. You and 100 of your friends got to go see Lionheart.
I'm not alone, buddy. I've got the fans behind me, and that's all I need.
I'm sure Lionheart was a fine movie. Just those movies all look funny.
We'll find out soon.
Oh yeah, the world's largest blanket. Imagine the duty that you would have owning the world's largest blanket. We don't think about that stuff as kids. We're just like, we want a really big blanket. Oh, Terry, stop. What is it if Terry, if the podcast existed, that we would be spared from this shit on commentary? Lionheart. Seriously, these guys are having to take bumps on a thin carpet, a rug outside the ring. Imagine if Sergeant Slaughter did a dive. He's like, I'm 50 and it's time. You nod me my whole life. Sounds gross.
That's a guy that I'd like Sarge to get his hands on, to be honest with you. Although I'm not sure that Sarge would want to grease his palms on that end.
I don't think it's shitty wrestling in general that looks in slow motion. I think it's old people doing shitty wrestling that looks in slow motion. Oh yeah, if Sergeant Slaughter did a dive, I'd change every opinion I had about the AWF. Easily. If he like turned on ECW TV and was like, oh, Terry Funk's doing moonsaults now? I gotta keep up.
Now into the side headlock. See how Sarge takes him right back to the ropes, bends him backwards when he gets no leverage. And that's the weight difference. About 55 or 60 pounds. Rico Suave's trying to figure out what's going on. Well, Rico Suave's head is about 55 or 60 pounds. There's a shot to the kidneys by the Sarge now.
Oh, it's right to that lower back. He's going to
Oh.
have Tommy Rich sticking that head out so we can get that clover clutch on.
I would love to see Sergeant Slaughter work a lucha.
Big body slam once again. Sarge in for the cover. Puts the
One of those old luchadors that like looks like a baseball mitt, all cut up.
Well, you can't score if you don't shoot. Lay on the guy, keep covered and make him kick out.
Bless Sarge for keeping those like those 5 hairs still on his head. Tommy Rich is also trying very hard. I'll give him credit. He's trying to beat out Bob Orton for the guy trying the hardest award. Ooh, a hold from Sergeant Slaughter. I wasn't an especially big fan of Sergeant Slaughter as a kid. I liked Arn Anderson because I thought he was like my dad. Even though he looks nothing like my dad. It's weird. That is a giant sign. Like, you're in a building with 200 people in it, you don't need a round 2 sign that big. Apparently we are at war with Atlanta, Georgia. It's wild when wrestling promotions make a big deal out of like the president of the company being at the show. Like they aren't at every show. This was fall of '95, Scott Fisher.
Do you know that if you're in the greater Chicagoland area on the 29th, you can go to Cicero Stadium in Cicero, Hammond at the Civic
This is very much like 1984. Yep.
greatest wrestling on the planet.
Absolutely no doubt about it. And those are thunderous shots.
A very timely joke with the Cy Sperling line. Okay, that's I love the Sergeant Slaughter bump. He would do that and like they would pull him out of mothballs once a year in the WWF during the Attitude Era. He would still take that bump. 300-pound man jettisoned over the top. I'm sure Alperstein is like motherfucking these dudes under his breath for being in the area of the building with no fans. Also, why is there one spotlight right by the apron? Is that like supposed to be where God is watching? True, it is. Beautiful. Like I pointed out last time, it's very funny Tommy Rich didn't bother color coordinating the elbow pad with the rest of his gear. That was a good line. That bloated Liberace.
Get back to the action in the ring, and now Tommy Rich with that double sledge to the back of the Sarge. Sarge is trying to get to his feet right now.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm surprised that fall over the top rope didn't injure him. It took guts to get back in there, and Tommy Rich
Liver splotchy.
back to him, and Tommy Rich is just accustomed attacking from behind.
Once again, the crowd picks up that USA.
I got a text from my wife I need to respond to.
Top of that steel ring post. Oh no!
That's got to knock him out. Tommy Rich knows it. What a cheap win this is.
It's all.
Oh, my! Did he kick out?
Look at the Sarge.
He's trying, but there isn't a hot lot left in there. He took a tremendous shot. See Tommy Rich hit it right in the forehead where he hit that post.
I'm not in trouble. I just I'm supposed to set up an oil change, and the auto shop hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Tooth and nail here in the American Wrestling Federation. He dropped him.
How did he do it?
How did he make that guy bump?
Sergeant Slaughter.
They're calling this like it's the last 5 minutes of Brett and Shawn from WrestleMania 12. Well, listen, she's getting me a chocolate frosty from Wendy's, so how much trouble could I be in? There we go. The Cobra Clutch, the wrist. Suave? Can you just call him Suave? Rico Scave would be fun. Skanking out to the ring. No fries. I'm actually not a big fan of the dipping the fries in the Frosty. I'm one of those weirdos. I like to keep my sweet and savory separate. That was the, I couldn't even tell that he hit him. Billy Silverman selling like his shoulder's broken. Wait a second.
Terry, please explain this to me. Wait a minute. I can tell right there he's telling Sergeant Slaughter he thinks Sarge threw Tommy over the top rope, but Luscious did it himself to get out of the way of harm.
Luscious. It is so weird they're calling him Luscious.
Absolutely despicable. I can't believe this.
They're acting like Tommy Rich did 9/11.
Right now, in slow motion, you can see Sarge is 5 feet between the two. If you follow the
Okay, yeah, he didn't
camera,
even
you see
touch him.
Billy Silverman, the referee, down on the ground. You see him right
So
there.
Billy Silverman's just a shitty referee.
Tommy Rich over the top rope. Silverman assumes, and we know what happens when we assume that he was thrown over.
He's
the
just a
top
bad
rope.
referee.
There's your winner, Tommy Rich.
Like,
I can't believe it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, miscarriage
that was
of
such a
justice indeed.
bad
There
finish.
you see the Sarge. Luscious Tommy Rich gets the Duke by
Like, Sarge was probably like, he was probably supposed to clothesline him. And then, Sarge was like, if I cheat, even accidentally, it would bury my character. That would not be something Sergeant Slaughter would do.
Take this sitting down. Tommy Rich always better be looking over his shoulder.
And the matches keep getting hotter and hotter.
Cheat Adnan Al-Casey.
Has seen to it that this man coming to the ring right now is in this position in the championship tournament. The roughneck himself, Mr. Hughes.
Hell yeah, the roughneck. Gotta get a roughneck. With Sheik Adnan Al-Casey, who apparently pissed off the Chiron guy. I'm pretty sure at least one of those guys was Paul Alperstein wearing a wig. Couple, like those all look like actors wearing costumes.
Having the Sheik in his corner, it's really nauseating, and I don't know, Terry, you try to be impartial here, but really, the whole thing is just...
And these fans are just, "Bleh. You're supposed to be a wrestler. Where's your giant pecs?" Gotta get a roughneck.
His opponent from Tacoma, Mexico, weighing 239 pounds, Tito.
This crowd's very funny, if nothing else. Here we go. Tito Santana wearing his El Matador jacket, his trunks from 1984, and one yellow knee pad. It looks like he forgot that he was supposed to be wrestling today, didn't pack his bag, and just kind of threw some stuff in there and was like, okay, let's go.
I thought he's supposed to be wrestling that big, ugly Mr. Hughes, but instead he's out kissing my girls.
Oh, he is having some trouble getting those pins underneath him. And Mr. Hughes and the Sheik, I guarantee you, have looked very closely at that. You know, Tito
Nope, he did not forget about those ladies getting those high fives and kisses, baby.
going way, way back.
The Drew's Entertainment karaoke cover of La Bamba. I love it.
Well, he's got a stumbling block in the form of Tito Santana, who takes a back seat to no competitor.
This is going to be a tremendous matchup. And again, see Sheik did his job already. He
Also, I just want to point out, Tito Santana was supposed to be a small guy back in the day. And like, yeah, Mr. Hughes has weight on, has obvious weight on him, but they're the same height. And Mr. Hughes was huge.
Well, Mr. Hughes sees the opportunity, and he is really going over on Tito.
Stop it, Terry. Stop it. Nobody wants this.
You know, Chris Adams knew that the American Wrestling Federation would be tough, but I didn't realize it would quite be this tough. You know, Greg Valentine, I beat you. We went to a time limit draw, but the round system beat you. And next week, Bob Orton, the same thing applies for you.
Well, a very confident gentleman.
Also, please don't shoot me.
Certainly, ladies and gentlemen, he's looking forward to action next week. And back to the action in the ring. Mr. Hughes continues the assault.
Ooh.
Back body drop. He put Tito into orbit.
Mr. Hughes is more focused and more aggressive than I've ever seen him. Quick count, 1, 2. Who's that? How did he get out of that?
1, 2, 3.
That frustration. He had to think that was it.
Every time we
Arguing over numbers. Something only children and referees do. Sheik appears to be carrying like a frozen velvet rope from a movie theater. 360. Ugh.
He's outweighed by 120 pounds with a guy who's an inch taller than him.
An inch taller.
And this guy is focused. He's mean.
That big difference.
And he's a soprano.
Hey, Toolman, yeah, these ropes, they're loose, they're very low, and they're so thick. Oh, what is up with these finishes today? The refs are all getting bumped, going to time limit draws, throwing dudes over the top rope. Oh.
Man, there's bodies flying everywhere. I am so glad I'm not an official in this organization. You got all the
I'm glad too, Terry, because you would probably stop half the matches to do a monologue with a bad impression.
He's got him. He's got him locked on right in the center of the ring. There is nowhere for Mr. Hughes to go right now.
The bigger the neck, the more effective that hold is. It cuts the blood off to the brain. Hughes is fading.
I will say Mr. Hughes is doing a great job selling this sleeper hold.
He's got his arm up under the chin. Well applied. You can't tell if he's asleep. He's got those shades on.
Well, it sure looks to me like
That's a good point. That's like the one good point Terry Taylor has made.
hysterical. He does not want to see this. The referee struggling.
But those shades do kind of
Oh, it has broken loose once again.
disrupt the visual effect of a sleeper hold.
Hughes has still got that arm up. This is a very dangerous and devastating maneuver. Now Jesse Hernandez is asking Tito why you hit him. He's ringing the bell.
Are you kidding me?
Now, what is this? Wait a second now. Is Hughes out? Did he go under to the sleeper hold?
These refs all suck.
Hernandez and Santana exchanging heated words here.
I think they're speaking in Spanish.
Just a minute now.
Oh, God, Terry.
Hughes and Casey. I can't. Wait a minute. Let's. I
thought Hughes was out.
Wait, how does that? Huh?
Gets the victory here, Terry. What in the world is happening here?
I think Jesse Hernandez got hit with that flying barrage.
Hell yeah, Toolman. Yeah, wrestling's that thing that you will weave and wob your way out of, but it is always there, no matter what. Even when they do shit like that.
Watch, see, right there at the end, you see Hughes pull
Like-
Jesse into the way and get himself out of harm's way.
Whatever. That finish was. I love how these guys are all protecting themselves for their indie bookings. Oh, if they see me lose to Tito Santana on TV, they're not gonna want to see me in Wichita Falls. It is carny shit, very much so.
We are back with the American Wrestling Federation. Mick Karsh and Terry Taylor. What an extraordinary week.
They have 5 songs. This is one of them.
6-round semifinal against luscious Tommy Rich, who sneaked one past Sergeant Slaughter. Boy, is it getting hot and heavy. We saw Bob Orton Jr. defeat Koko B. Ware. And in a
He did.
history-making first time ever
One of the
in
few matches where guys tried.
The American Wrestling Federation, Chris Adams won a referee's decision over the Hammer Valentine. Now to go over and again what we saw today, Tito Santana beat Mr. Hughes, ending that reign of terror by that ugly galoot.
Yeah, no Tito and Sarge. Can't give that away.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Exactly. It's a good start to the promotion where everybody is like, that doesn't work for me, brother.
He advances. Chris Adams, in a first-time ever referee's decision, defeats Greg the Hammer Valentine.
For Ken Resnick and Terry Taylor, this is Mick Karsh. We'll see you next week, everybody, as the tournament continues.
Alright, so that's it. I'm done for today. Thank you so much for helping me test that chat widget. We watched some bad wrestling. But it looks like it works, so here on out, I have a combined chat. So very cool. If you follow me on Twitch, go follow me on YouTube, Twitch, etc. Yeah, everybody follow me on everything. I will be back Tuesday at 9 p.m. with WCW Deep Cuts Live. We're going to watch 1996 WCW Saturday Night. It'll be a joy, a blast. Thank you all so much for coming and helping me out on this random stream without an announcement. Again, don't count on me doing this on Thursdays going forward, because again, I have to work. It just fell into place. So I'll see you all this Tuesday.